Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. Out here grinding it out on the Sabbath. So, today we are going to talk about how to reduce anxiety. So, let's jump right into this. So, a lot of us deal with anxiety. I know I have over the years, and it has been the most tormenting, haunting thing I've ever had to deal with. And the reason why is because, you know, when you have anxiety about things, you're trying to control everything that's out of your control. You're trying to control the people around you. You're trying to control your own destiny, your own fate, your own future. You're worried about, where's your next meal going to come from? You worry about how are you going to pay for these bills. You worried about, are you talented enough? Are you good enough? Are you smart enough? You worry about all these things. Are you beautiful enough? Are you good enough? And so when you have anxiety, it paralyzes you. And it paralyzes you to the point where you start to either eat, drink. So for some people, it may be, doing drugs, smoking, whatever it may be, because you got to get rid of that energy. So why do people have anxiety? Why do they struggle with anxiety a lot? Well, the reason why people struggle with anxiety, most importantly, is because they haven't surrendered to what's going on in their life. Now, what do I mean by that? We can't control people. We can't control how we feel, how people treat us. But what we can control is ourselves and how we treat ourselves and what we allow to happen to us and what we allow people to do to us. We can control that. And a lot of times, the reason why that's a struggle is because we're trying to help this person to see things from our perspective. We're trying to either deal with things that are out of our control. So we grip onto it tightly and we try to hold on to it to the point where, okay, I can control this. At a certain point, you have to believe in something outside of you because you're a human being, right? You're usually people refer to as this, but you are a spiritual being having a human experience, right? And when you're having this human experience, you're experiencing all the frustration, the anxiety, the things that are out of your control. You're experiencing the things that is paralyzing you. So what do you do about it? Right? I know for me, over the years of helping people, whether it's through their business or helping them personally or helping them with relationships, I always question whether I was good enough. I always question, man, am I, is what I'm saying helpful? Is this actually going to, work out for you? And the good thing about it is, once I actually stop trying to control it and allow things to just naturally flow and to surrender to me accepting that I'm good enough, then things turned out good. But as long as I had this anxiety and this feeling of, oh, well, if I don't do this like this, if I don't do this like that, it's not going to work out. Everything's outside of your control. At a certain point, there is going to just be blessings. At a certain point, there is just going to be something outside of you making it happen. Because here's the thing. Let's say, for example, you can't afford your electric bill. And you don't have, the money to pay the full bill. And the minimum payment is $500. And you want to know how much you got? $20. So you are stressed out. Okay, how am I going to keep my lights on? I gotta, I just got paid, but majority of the money went towards the rent. How can I afford to feed my kids? I just bought groceries and I only got $20 to keep the lights on. And so at a certain point, this is what happens. You call up Pico or wherever, place that you have where they do your electric. And they say to you, well, you know what? You tell them your story, you tell them what's going on, and you tell them that you'll be able to pay the remaining balance within the next 2 weeks. You just can't do it right now. Now, this moment right here is out of your control because there is nothing you can do. You can't force nobody. You can't put nothing to their head to force them to do it. You are literally surrendering in this moment to something outside of you. And so what happens? The person says, well, you know what? Today, I can do $20. And you're like, oh my God, are you serious? $20? This is the amount, this is the exact amount that I only got. I don't have anything else. And you're thinking to yourself, and you can't help it. You can't help it because whatever you believe in, subconsciously, there's always something that's going to connect you back to the source. And you are going to say these exact words. Thank God. I'm going to let you sit with that for a minute. Thank God. And the reason why is because you know that this didn't have nothing to do with you. You know somebody heard that you needed this. And you probably are saying, well, how do you know if it's God? Because the truth is, at the end of the day, He will only give you things that will help you to help someone else. If you are in the moment of helping someone else, He will bless you tenfold, or He will make things easier for you to continue on. Because at a certain point, it's out of your control. At a certain point, there's nothing you can do. And that's okay. It's okay. And so why do we have all this anxiety? We have the anxiety because really we're trying to control the uncontrollable instead of surrendering to our blessings, surrendering to the possibility that this can work out. And even though this is out of my control, the only thing I can do is have faith. The only thing I can do is relinquish the control and just put it out there and let it happen. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I first started this journey, and you can look back at my first video, I was depressed. I didn't feel like, even though I've helped people over the years and done things, sometimes there's people that you just couldn't help, and it depletes you. It makes you insecure. It really does lower your self-esteem. And so at a certain point, I had to, just surrender. And thank God, because if I didn't surrender, I wouldn't have been able to help all of you guys, share my story, share my, my experiences, share my, years of information and what I do professionally as well with you guys and how I help people, and actually see that there are people who need it. Sometimes things are out of your control, and it's a good thing because it's out of your control, because you could go out here and work hard for something, but you might deserve 10 times, 100 times more. And the only way you're going to receive that is if you surrender, is if you allow yourself to receive it. Allow yourself for it to be given to you. And at a certain point, no matter how strong you are, how smart you are, how capable you are, at a certain point, everyone has to surrender. And there will always be that moment, no matter how strong you are, how smart you are, where you are going to say these exact words. Thank God. I hope this was helpful. Again, I appreciate all the love and support from you guys. It is really extremely motivating for me, and it keeps me going. So I really appreciate and I love you guys. And if you guys, feel free, leave things in a comment, DM me if you got any other topics you want me to talk about, and I would love to talk about them. So just feel free. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.